given up entirely the front section of A, including lamps, has been given up. The reflank, though. CGRS is already straight through the back into showers. Anyone trying to get the squeeze onto them. Buzz is alone, surrounded on every single front.
Devi is still here on B.
Yep, and Devi could be the difference maker. Surely, there's one kill found. Still got the flash, wants to take the fight to them. Everybody's blinded! Hopping and skipping, Zest survives. Still, Boombot in his face, low enough. A single bullet will do it. Jing runs him down. And CGRS, what a statement.
Okay, I believe he's got half the amount of kills he got on the entirety of Split in the pistol round.
Yeah, that's a great beginning.
Yeah, that's a fantastic beginning. And I don't think it's necessarily because he's playing Gecko, but maybe because he's a bit more comfortable with what they're doing. I would imagine that if PRX is going to play Bind, it's been something that they've been scrimming quite a bit and putting a serious focus on. They instantly had a reaction there as DRX took Showers control to molly the front of it, Brimstone molly at the front, CGRS at the back. So it's quite a light Showers crunch, but it was still a crunch.
One of the big questions I had, I think, when I was seeing this PRX gone. Called Star, interesting. The free shot. Do you really want to be taking this fight into them? Of course you do. PRX, oh my goodness. Yeah, they don't back away from any sort of challenge, do they, Josh?
No, they don't, but now Jing is getting pinched. He's got to be worried about Hookah. You can soft, silent drop out from Hookah now.
Haunt was timing ever so slightly. Reveals him still. Maintains his hold onto it, tried to satchel him back as well. Get away from me, Mako, but the spike's in his hands. Smoke dropped. Got to expect that there could have been rotations in this time, but lots of time in the round still to make a play. Where have I seen this one before?
Mako can definitely win these.
He just waits it out. It's a luxury that he does have. Picks up the Bulldog as well, so there is plenty of chances. Forsaken playing is particularly safe. I mean, the man's just jump spotting through the back of their halls, but they're worried as well that he's rotated all the way through B long.
Yeah.
You can see the positioning. I mean, they're already playing back over towards A. At least Forsaken is.
Mako's going to assume, I would guess, that Hookah's compromised because they didn't clear that area out at all. But where do you plan for? Just inside Tube?
10 seconds left.
10 seconds.
All right.
Back of the site. Yep. There's a plant. PRX hoping to play this one together. Mindfreak jumped out. Oh, wow. No sound cue off that. Spam into it. Yeah, that's just unfortunate timing. Silent drop, I guess, from Mindfreak.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
Yep. I mean, that is a massive meta change on Bind, really. It's a small adjustment, but it makes a huge difference to the way that you run your B holds. Tell you another thing that's like a very meta thing that PRX do. They push Sand a lot with this, you know, with their former composition that has the Reyna in it. And I'm wondering whether they're going to do that because they don't really have a player that's going to want to play in that position as aggressively as something would on Reyna.
You know, take the duel, dismiss out because you're confident you're going to win the fight.
But it was
he often does.
Absolutely dominating DRX in the way that they want to play. Obviously, DRX don't play with the Cypher or a chamber, anything like that. They can watch behind them. And usually, your defaults are going to be slightly weak in that area. Well, we haven't had one of these in a while.
No, we haven't. It's escaped a lot of it.
It's been very, very smooth. But yep, we're going to have a little technical pause here as one of the people restart. It gives us some opportunity to talk a bit nerdy about the way that PRX have been playing this. They've been playing both initiators over by B long, and you know, really heavily playing for that area of the map. CGRS has been wanting to fight a lot. I'm intrigued to see how they time it. It seems to me like they're playing those players over there so that they can go for showers crunches a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we saw in the pistol round, right? It's,
right.
Either the dog or a flash to set it up through the TP, but if you hold on to B long, in theory, it makes it much easier to squeeze any players that try and play in showers with the new form of bind. I mean, the TP's way closer with this new iteration. So, I mean, we are really nerding out about this. We can get into podcast mode if you want.
Well, the other thing that really intrigues me too, if you haven't had the pleasure of watching PRX on this map for a while, you might be thinking back to the aggressive stuff that they would do with their Yoru comps in the past. Forsaken on Harbor throws the most bizarre Harbor utility compared to everybody else. I feel like every other Harbor player went to the 2E school of learning Harbor, very diligent, walls, always placing them as accurately as possible. Forsaken's cooking up weird stuff in the server.
Yeah,
One of the things he really likes to do, Forsaken will play around the lamps area and throw his high tide through the teleporter to support his team going for sand pushes. And they'll try and fight aggressively for sand and fountain control on defense. Now, how many teams do you see that do that?
It's very creative. I mean, they are really pushing the limits of it. I mean, Forsaken loves to play Arbor as well. Spoken to him about it.
Yeah.
I've had instances as well where the entirety of the team was trolling me on social media.
True.
And I was saying, has anybody tried Harbor on Ascent? And then they were all like, oh, we'll try it. And I'm like, okay, well, sure. And then they pull it out in the playoffs, and
Yeah.
it's just crazy. But Forsaken loves it. You know,
Yeah.
it's one of the things that allows him to be that third player in, rather than
Definitely.
one of the primary initiators, and allows him to slow it down, think more, and just collect up some of those kills. But
Look, he's doing the high tide. Oh, he's doing a different high tide here. One that goes, again, though, through the teleporter and threatens like you could be pushing out sand.
Yeah.
This, though, is a bonus round strategy for PRX, where they want to fight showers, pick up Thrash. What's the play with the Thrash, though? It's only Devi over towards B. It looks very weak, and they're banking on DRX just playing slowly.
that's incredibly weak. Flash spotting out at least one of the players. Dog also being forced out. What was that? He just lobbed through the TP.
I think that was his pistol. I think that's his,
Okay.
I think that's his reliable sidearm.
Yeah, that is, that's funny, honestly. Okay, here we go. Thrash being used together. That is the Taman just on the one around the corner. The kill's found behind the box. Cess will not be escaping at the Aya and immediately pick back up again.
They're picking it up. They're not worried that there's anybody coming to help
Yep.
and punish them for it. All right, so now they're going to have Thrash again.
They can have a go of it. Still the nade as well to clear through into the back of the side. It's going to be a Dizzy. Broken. Here's Thresh. There's a nade as well. Slams it on both sections of it. It's up to Stax and RB to really hold their own. Rooted to the ground. Wingman falling. Pop up. CGRS not favored there. Just couldn't quite get the rifle cooled down enough to take a shot. Mindfreaks worked his way all the way around. Oh, okay. It's Stax actually. Still Mindfreak is alive in the fight, but well, not for long. So the bonus round, there was a cute idea behind it. There was a lot going on.
Yeah. And you can see CGRS is actually playing like a ranked Gecko. It's like a very duelist Gecko. He's using his Wingman and his Dizzy in order to help give him better crosshair placement. He throws them out just to see where they get shot from so that he knows where to pre-aim as he like drops out of hookah or something like that. You can see here he knew exactly where RB was playing. Doesn't help him actually land the kill though, as you're jumping in.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, very cute idea. Get to see one more of those creative plays. And this is that high tide I'm talking about, where they fight for sand and fountain control potentially.
The Haunt lands all the way over the top. I don't believe it tagged onto anybody. Not sure what the purpose of it was. Dizzy over the top. Broken. Shot out of the sky. And the high tide, I mean, yeah, it makes it easier to fight over that sand control. There was no intention of that, though, from the PRX players. Flash pushing them away. They still have control of hookah. Jing is holding close. I think, oh my goodness, the Dizzy.
With the mosh pit lineup as well.
Just got to get out of there.
I mean, that mosh pit went all the way over the wall and landed right about where the ult orb was. So, cute trap play again.
Some very nice ideas.
Doesn't actually gain them anything, though, but it does tick time off the clock. There goes the Dizzy again. How many Dizzies has he used in the round so far?
It's 3, I believe. He's thrown it straight up in the air, so he's able to get it back immediately towards safety. Trailblazer, that is a stun that latches. Nade all the way through. That's a TP crunch, but it's just Forsaken. Is it really a crunch if it's just a one solo player? Forsaken going for it. Up through it to be long. Last player standing is RB. Can't see a bloody thing.
And it looked like Jing was aiming at Devi there towards the end. Seeing if he could do some extra damage. He looks disappointed he didn't get the final kill.
He's like, I wasted my ult.
I mean, he'll definitely be disappointed that he wasted his ult, but I think PRX had a great idea of commitment there. They stalled out DRX for so long while getting consistent information that DRX was still around B, and then when the hit started, off the back of, I think, like Stax' Trailblazer or something coming through, they just, boom, instantly tried to collapse on B. Love what they're doing.
You really can see how so much of the strategy of PRX, it centers around that B long control. It was so difficult for DRX to take it. I mean, the amount of util that was coming their way. This time, it's the eco, it's the half bite. DRX, oh my! Unaware of that one, it's traded. He does well for it. Prowler in his face, crunch through into the showers, as well right through the TP. Arby though, takes care of Divide. Mako's just running and gunning right through the smoke with the judge in his hand, set up for it, close, shoulder to shoulder, running backwards. All over the place, isn't it? DRX with the wingman drop down, immediately broken 2 pieces, but they still maintain control of showers, and that causes the early exit. DRX, they do not want to fight it. Through the TPs now, they get the sight. They know that it was that overcommitment, but Mindfreak hot on the trail. TP's right behind them. Can't win the fight there.
So CGRS, the substitute, left in a 1v2, tries to find a timing past the Trailblazer.
As good as util.
Quite gonna manage it.
Aiming to take the fight though. The high-low setup, yeah, thrifty. Our minds all linked for a second there. That's scary.
That's a big error from PRX. I mean, that's one of those rounds where Coach Alex is going to be slamming the desk. All of their players decided to play like one-and-done situations. You had a player just pushed up, really aggressive, isolated in showers. That was Mindfreak. And then Forsaken was jumping around towards short. I mean, no reason for him to be playing that riskily on an anti-eco. It offers DRX an opportunity back into this one. The ults are starting to build up as well here, Brent, for the attacking side. So DRX are going to have a round, maybe this one, maybe the next.
I love this development of the meta, where people are just trying to headbutt the util that flies over the top.
Yeah, there's only a few lineups where you can punish it in that way.
Here we go. Nightfall gives them showers control all the way through. Again, you see the orbital strike being used right through main. Satchel to avoid it. Damage is done though. Sets up Mindfreak. He's able to beam him through. Jing through the back of the site. It's on top of it. On top of the truck. It's 2 kills. Jump spot. Wide swing wants to take the fight. Spike drop down. There's really no reason to try and give Stacks that one, but he does it. I mean, confidence is there with Jing and enough time bought. That was a really rapid flank while all that was going on. CGRS and Divide. They didn't take the TP. They opted to just run all the way from Fountain.
Mindfreak was asked to do everything in that round too. While we were focused on Jing getting the kills, Mindfreak pops off his ultimate, was stunned in a corner, and manages to also get this kill onto Zest right before he falls, right as his ultimate timing is going off. So, a lot of PRX's defense here is them fragging themselves out of really uncomfortable positions. But they're also putting enormous pressure on DRX getting through the first choke point. They're not trying to hold the backside of A, as most teams would. They're not trying to fight heavy for showers control and play retake. Retake, what does that mean? Retake? I've never seen a retake.
Yeah, I do love it though. I mean, I think PRX have got a really clear idea of this. I was just about to talk about it in one of the prior rounds before there was just an absolute explosion occurring across the screen and bodies were dropping all over the place. But this heavy B long pressure is excellent. We saw how hard it was for DRX to take it. It gives them easy access to showers. They can push deep out of it as well in contact like they did in that last round if they want to. And that gives you good information if DRX are playing slow.
And once more, let me reiterate that DRX have historically not been good at this map. Every time they've come to a global tournament, they, in the past used to play this double flash, double duelist setup. That ended up getting countered at the global level. Then they tried to copy other teams, have never been able to make it work. Something about the way that this team plays and the way that they think about the game does not gel with Bind. They're constantly readable and end up getting flanked and pushed and shut down. So PRX have a fantastic opportunity to keep this one going. And 2-0 DRX without something even being here in Tokyo. And that would be so crucial for them too, Brent, because it buys time with this visa to potentially get sorted.
Yeah. One of the things we haven't really spoken about, but it's so important. I mean, if PRX ended up winning, it would just be, even if it's an extra couple of days, could be all the difference if they can get their full roster together. Here's DRX, flash in their face, Forsaken. Oh my goodness, okay, backing away, Cove at his feet just to try and survive. Interesting usage, rocket, sails and lands. Onto the top of the truck, Forsaken though, out to the one side of it, and here we go. Potential detainment as well. Thresh was coming right through the TP showers. Control is theirs, but there's that late lurk that's still occurring from RB. Plan, jump spot, right click, not enough to claim the kill. Mako's got his ult, Viper's Pit now in play, flashed up, blinded up, Goop in his face, nobody can see a bloody thing. It Stacks, left again to contain and control the stalwart defender. Through into short, Zest. Over the top now, Horn going to be spotting quite a bit as well. All 3 players being lit up towards the back of the site, and RB needs to be final line of defense and a bit of a difference maker. Does he want to swing and take the fight? Just holding his ground. The plant's down. Gives a bit of a breather. holding towards the back. Zest with only the 1 kill before being traded. It's a 2 versus 2. They need this pit to go down, and Mako's still alive. It's a real nuisance to get through. The fog settling in, random spam as Mindfreak will back away, but it's a consolidation kill. The round win goes to DRX. Heavy investment, scrappy, all over the place.
And I feel like PRX had an opportunity to completely flip this on their head. Right when that Dizzy came through, as the plant was being stuck and Mako was ripping his ultimate, the Dizzy came out there and the player just whiffed. Can't exactly recall who it was, but they had their opportunity to take down Mako instantly, drop the Viper's Pit and make this a sensible retake, and they just couldn't quite land the shot. DRX get another. Extremely back and forth so far this map.
Yeah, making it more even.
But that's what I said, DRX were getting so close to those ultimates and decided to spend them all in that round. And it has knocked the economy for PRX. It's an important, pivotal, economic swing round. But we saw PRX being excellent on the Thrifties in map 1.
Yeah, you cannot count them out. Even with the Stingers, a rifle or two, they will make plays, they will take risks. And they'll win their aim duels.
Especially when they have the Reckoning to work with and Jing 1 away from a showstopper.
Oh yeah.
If Jing finds a kill, I mean, then the ultimate situation can turn the round completely on its head. DRX are holding a very strict, slow default to start this round. And now they've backed up.
It's because they're scared, but the more time they waste, the worse it's going to look. They haven't bled out the molly. Grouped up towards A. Here's the wall going up. Mindfreak is close. He actually needs somebody to spot this for him. There's a Reckoning being held at his back. He hears the dog. There's a molly. There's the ult trying to buy time. And a Dizzy! Buzz! He's blind as anything, man. Screen completely obscured. Stuns there. Can't set up Mako for the kill. And a white swing to trade. Stacks is eventually brought down to his knees. Out to the open, though. DRX might be able to salvage this as well. Zested claim control of Showers with the stinger from that range. CGRS pulling it out of nowhere. RB round the back, spots it, and well, can't take the fight to him.
We were being kind to CGRS in the first map because he's been put in such a difficult spot, but he's both warmed up and looks more comfortable here. The utility support for Mindfreak was beautiful in this spot. The Dizzy comes through, catches onto Buzz, then a wingman comes through there again, and it catches onto Mako to set him up just to anchor this spot. And then not only does Cigarettes provide value with his utility, he also picks off 2 with the stinger towards the end. This is PRX playing with, 5 people having impact, compared to having to pop him in the backpack.
And it's whimsy. All smiles from the PRX players. I think they can go into this match as well, probably thinking near the beginning, guys, okay, let's just have fun with it. We're not playing with our active roster. We've only had 10 days of practice. Let's make the most of it.
God, the fun buff goes crazy.
It goes crazy, I'm telling you. Every event, there feels like a team that's just like, guys, let's just have fun with it. And they pop off, they do well. Here's an attempt from DRX. They do take that Lamb's control. There's a pull. It's really mistimed a little bit. An attempt to re-clear into Showers. Orbital strike pushes Buzz really far back into it. Lined up. Zest lands that one shot with the Sheriff. Rocket up in the air. Jing. Oh my goodness. He's an easy target. The rifles sail them away to the round win, hopefully. Mako, though, still alive with 70 health. It's a 1v2. It's a high-low setup. How many times we said that one, and it does shut it down. It's safe enough.
A little shake of the head there for Jing. I would have a heart attack coaching this team. I would have a heart attack being a fan of this team, Bren. The way that PRX played the anti-ecos has got me sweating. I mean, they are Mindfreak just, again, isolated in Showers. Really weird Showers hold. Jing just bouncing around, looking like he's giving opportunities to these guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, they clean it up.
Nice.
You love to see it. You love to see it. Now this horn, I do want to see where this one goes. Because it was being thrown before by Zest, a bit of a lineup. Oh, okay, into B long. Well, a fight gets taken by Jing alone. There wasn't really any util to set him up.
Yeah, that's nice though. It combos with the snake bite from Mako.
Yeah. So an actual good attempt here to take that B long control, which DRX have already just vacuumed up the space.
Yeah, and you were talking about how important that area of the map is for PRX.
By denying it now, you do reduce the amount of options PRX have, but they've immediately rotated 3 of the players now over towards B. They're going to try and re-clear this.
Yes.
But just, okay, just dry picking. There's no util. And the trade time and the swing time and the Forsaken is so delayed. He's not there to set up for it. Plus can just be cool, calm, and collected. He takes those fights, a bit of a timing. CGRS, when's this smoke going to fade? Not spotted out by the dog. Haunts around over the side, a bit of spam as well. They seem to be aware of it. That was, where was that from? All the way back into spawn. The wallbang kill onto Buzz, and it's caused a full rotation. Backing away. They don't want to give away anything in a 2v4.
CGRS is one away from Thrash as well. I think that's why they were fighting so heavily over that B-long ult orb. But now, he's going to need to kill in order to get it online. Will he even have time in a clutch situation like this?
Mako is in the middle of nowhere, but the rest of the players' positions for DRX is actually quite nice. Doubled up in lamps, late hold into showers, even the pull. The RB, he's got the star, you can see it sitting there on the spike. Lovely job showcasing that. Too many layers to get through, and so PRX, they call quits in the round. Gonna save.
That's an unfortunate one. I mean, they still have money to be able to buy for next round as well. Jing, his cash might be strapped just a small amount, but if you save a rifle, I actually think I'm in favor of CGRS just running in and dying here. Because you get Thrash online for a potential play in round 11, and you actually don't get punished with the economy. That's not going to happen, though. So we might see another big clash over an ult orb. We've seen PRX fight for B-long control a lot. They also, on the bonus round, when they made that play off the Thrash, were fighting showers to try and set up CGRS for the ult orb. Obviously, there's only 2 to play for on this map, but my point being that they have at various times stacked over towards them just to be able to claim that reward. Yeah, and now they've got 4 players ready to fight over it towards B-long. And DRX also have 3 players. So this might end up just getting sorted instantly.
Yeah, is it going to be a coin flip round?
Look at the snake bite, though.
Bite. It's over the top. They just want to push right past it. Doesn't matter if there's a snake bite. Oh my God! They've just run him over. It's a firing line.
Oh, that is disgusting.
You walk into that one, you are not making it out alive. Not even a single player going down. Listen, there was some damage done, but it's Mako and RB.
And that's the spike. You saw the same high tide being thrown there from
Round's
Forsaken.
over.
It's done.
We've got a minute 10 to talk about whatever we want.
Yeah, pick a topic.
Okay, Greek mythology. You want to revisit that?
I'm afraid I'm not brushed up. I mean, what on earth do RB and Mako do?
You just save. You just have to save. The spike is not retrievable here.
They've got money, though. That's the weird thing for the final round. But it's just over. What an incredible play, though. I mean, PRX want the ult orb, so DRX are going over there to try and deny it, and PRX know that DRX are going to try and deny it, so they're like, okay, let's stack 4 people over there and run at them. I mean, I love the way that these teams are thinking about each other and playing. And this is a stimmied up ball of destruction.
It's just prime PRX. It really is.
Meanwhile, Devi has gone and collected the other ult orb.
Yeah.
So they weren't
Great
even
decision
required to use the Thrash.
Yeah. I do love the decision to run the replay as well when there's like 30 seconds left in the round. It's like we all know what's happening. What is he playing out there? He's just scaring Forsaken. Oh, we gotta hear the comms after that. What? I want to know what Forsaken's reaction was like. Oh my! Attempt to punish. Quick little reminder: Mako is still him.
Oh God, this game is a delight.
What a difference in their faces. I mean, DRX are not even that far behind in terms of rounds, but they're feeling the stress.
Oh, of course they're feeling the stress. Yeah. I mean, this isn't their map pick, and like I said earlier, it's all fun and games for PRX. But DRX are kind of in a lose-lose situation. If they win, people are just going to say, well, they wouldn't have won if something was here. And then if they lose, they're in a disastrous spot.
Last play. It's the last round for it. Fresh going forwards. Barreling into it. Right for a short. There's a rocket exchange as well in the races, but I don't know what's going on. Quite taken, though. Jinx still alive in it. Brings down the adversary. Seekers as well, just pushing them back, but they have lost that showers control. Can Zest do anything with it? For flank through cave. CGRS, there wasn't somebody watching, and I believe that was RB for just a moment. There's a real chance for some timings to be taken. That was Fight swinging through. There was no flash to really set it up. Nightfall as well. Scattered us across. Jing can't hear any sound cues. Just trying to buy time as well. Create and hold this space. Cest out in the open, it's got to be called. Jing, fight close with the reload.
One enemy remaining.
And Mako seeks as well to win out his fights by swinging close to the site, but yeah, PRX just unrelenting, not willing to give up a semblance of map control towards Showers.
First map, a 9-3 half from PRX. Second map, 8-4 half from PRX. They're playing so well with a team that they never had any intention of playing with this roster at Masters Tokyo. If they had it their way, you know, CGRS wouldn't be in the lineup. No shame to him. He's just not their normal. And yet, wow, the way that they're playing is sublime.
Yeah, insane beginning here to buy. Let's send it down to the desk to break it down so far.
Yes, another dominant half, Kakuka on a comp that we've never seen before.
Exactly. No time before this we have seen this specific comp. We know that it's a little bit of special, having the Brimstone, having the Gecko, and having the Harbor. To me, the most impressive, alongside that Gecko, has been Jing putting up the same performance that we saw on that first map.
Jing's movement is insane, but you can tell CGRS is so much more comfortable on this fourth round where they go for really cool bonus, by the way, with the Thrash. He's just reclaiming his Dizzy so many times. They re-clear again as well with the dog coming through. And there's so many pieces of util that he's finding so much extra value with because he's able to pick them up, bouncing it off of the truck, you know, being able to re-clear space, re-pick up the wingman. It's really, really nice. And he's fragging with it too.
This, of course, comes to comfort, but also I can imagine and I can picture him calling these things. Hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna DC this, you can pick this, I'm going to throw the mosh pit. You know how to use your ultimate that I think was so valuable for them in so many rounds, and I can feel him as they're moving, making those calls and also going on the flank. So if he manages to pull out this performance, PRX is taking the win again.
It reminds me of what Josh was talking about on Split, about when he was playing Sky, trying to find that individuality and being forced to call the plays for himself, right, on that defensive side. And you saw that's where they struggled. That's where he struggled as well. And now he's comfortable. And with this first half from PRX, it's a really dominant one. DRX, while they've reverted to some of their comfort, I still don't think they have it right now. They just do not look super happy. Mako looks kind of upset about this game and how the way it's going. We already know what has happened on Bind to them in the past.
I mean, DRX, if they want to avoid that elimination match this early on at Tokyo, they have to bring this half back. Bren and Saisho is now or never.
Definitely now or never, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, these 8-4 half for PRX, it's sheer domination every time they've started out on the maps. But we've seen, you know, DRX, they put together some sort of a comeback. You know, there was a semblance to it on the first map. They couldn't quite close it out, bring it all the way into OT. But right now, the way PRX are playing, it just feels like they are, you know, improvising, throwing out plays, whatever the team wants to do, making calls, playing with confidence. It's all there for them, and you're seeing it once more manifest. They are straight up through into B-Long. Cove to get them in as well. Nade towards the side onto the one angle. Molly on top of it. It's all coming together. And where's the defensive utility? Anything to slow them down? Mako in tube. They don't have control of elbow. Satchel's pushing it back and away. Okay, and a call is made. Is DRX to want to try and flood into this one right through the smokes? It's successful.
DRX needed that one. Absolutely imperative pistol in order to avoid a disaster of slipping down to the lower bracket. And what a crossfire they had between those two initiators. Stax playing an elbow and Zest slipping into the site here. Usually they're going to have Jing playing way further forwards than this. When you see the rifle rounds, Jing's going to be double blast packing in, and that breaks those kind of crossfires. But on a pistol round, they're not going for that. Much more of a slow approach into the site. And DRX going for that bonus round buy.
Oh, they're going to be meeting a boatload of players, though. Got to back out of there. You get your two, and they're like, we don't even want to cross with them at all in terms of what they're putting up with the classics, even still. Give up and concede that space into Shower, setting up Jing into a 4 position, but still with the weapons, they should be okay. There you go.
Looks clean, in fact.
Yeah, spam through the wall, left it up to just Forsaken and Devi, and doesn't really feel likely that they're going to be able to get too much done. Happy to take the fight with Buzz. Yeah, looking like all 5 players surviving from DRX. So it will be flawless, unless Devi can do a bit of damage. Ping onto the Ghost. Flash misses, there's one, okay. Buzz taken out. Is that a Bulldog?
Which won't matter if Stax is able to retrieve it.
Oh, well.
But if the Vi can do more damage, that would be huge.
He's just going to save the Bulldog.
Well,
no. No, he's not.
and Stax is making a beeline for it too. RB throws him his.
And
they
oh, he
retrieve
was
it.
trying to throw it over the edge.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Well, they got it there at the end though, so this is going to be a bonus round with some serious sting to it. DRX have got a chance of getting the rounds essentially level here if they're able to pull this one off. Keep an eye on how Forsaken uses his utility on the attack side. It's so different to all the other harbors. The high tides he goes for, often using his cove, not to get the plant, but to get them out through choke points. It's very unique.
Essential beginning. Bonus round conversion for DRX would put him in contention once more.
Yep, I mean, this is a weird high tide.
It is, it just rips its way through. It grants them a bit of a pocket to play through, doesn't it? Oh, okay, here's the mosh pit. Over towards the top. That's into triple, Dizzy, and the nade. Snakebite used just on the default box angle. They have Showers control as well. They're taking up pretty much all of this one. Now Wingman going for the plant. Fast flank through now. Prowler and a Trailblazer used at the same time, and Mindfreak just doesn't have the bullets to spare, really, for it. Flash into the corner. CGRS can't see a thing, and the crosser placement's just not good. Bit of a wraparound. Buzz, is he going to miss this timing? Jing takes a fight to them. Oh, my. Collapse. Straight onto short. Mako and RB. What can they get done now? Noise cues cut away, yet Device still remaining sharp, in control as well of Lamps, making sure nobody can walk past any of those high tides. So there is no conversion of the bonus round. A decent try by DRX, but PRX still holding on to this lead.
Yeah, a sick round from PRX though, really is. They segment off the site into little chunks with their high tide and their brim smokes, and then they can combo the flashes to be able to get through. Then in the post plant, Jing does such an excellent job there of being able to hold his ground in pocket, slow people down so that Forsaken gets the backstab. It's really tough to deal with what PRX does on the A side of the map. Their B hits tend to be a little more standard, but A is anything but.
Isn't this different? It's all 5 players grouped up into sand. Horn destroyed, there was a timing there. This potentially could have been punished. Trailblazer, that stun connects. Forsaken's already in. Nade at his feet, mosh pit over the top. It's a full util dump, the execute, and the mosh pit lands the kill. Spray transfer from Buzz, almost landing the third. That is absurd. He's made it even. 3 versus 3, Spike's trying to get planted. Snakebite, rebounds. They're in the close corners here through the smoke. Lovely movement from RB. Enough to jiggle as well. It makes it a favorable fight for him. It's just down to Divide. Flash in 12 seconds. Is he even gonna have time to really play for this one? They know exactly where he is. Come onto the corner.
So many moments like that in this game.
Yep, there's one. 5 seconds until the flash comes through. Ping on 2. The tap already onto the spike. It's halfway through. RB just sticking it. And yeah, just couldn't quite land the shots. Thought he was off when the defuse was coming through. Thought he put in enough damage, but was just not quite landing him.
I think probably bad comms there too. The plant was tucked into a corner. There wasn't really possibility that the player could have been on the left-hand side of the spike, and yet, yeah, not really communicated to him in that situation. And I kind of lied to you all. I said that their B hits were fairly standard. This one was weird.
I did think you were about to set up a cast the curse. As soon as I saw them grooving up towards Hookah, I was like...
I mean, it was an odd pop.
It was, yeah.
What I meant was that Jing tends to double blast back through.
Yeah.
The rest of them follow out, but
More
yeah,
standardized, but that was just...
the high tide makes that one really odd.
It is an attempt to clear out towards Showers. Buzz is one away from the ult. Doesn't go for the orb, though.
Yeah, bit strange, but he just wants to get back to short. Have they got a Seize Nade combo or something? Zest is definitely holding utility. Could be a Prowler, though, for RB to peek off.
Here we go. Talking about set executes. Here's another one. Reckoning. Stuns landing. There's a mosh. Towards the side of triple. Still this time, Showers control is maintained. RB will fall at the back of the side, but 2 players need to hold this ground from DRX right now. It's on to Buzz and Zest. Forsaken, eager to take the fight. But a satchel, yeah, that's Buzz. Set up nicely for it. Offsetting of the aim. Bit of a tap through with a horn connecting. Jing still needs to hold it down into Lamps, make sure that nobody can cross. Luke as well is going to be trying his hardest, but with the Prowler latching onto him close to the corner, flash and a seize, and the snake bite, it's all combo together. That is beautiful. Okay, showstopper, maybe a little bit overkill. Potentially the kill was already theirs, but it's brought an ult of his own up close into the face. Damage is done, but they all fall down and tumble. So damn close with the timing, but it is DRX winning that round.
DRX are just about holding on in these kind of situations, only just. The crucial element to me is the fact that they managed to maintain Showers control. The high tide that Forsaken throws kind of segments off Triple and Showers so that they don't have to worry about that. They can take Lance, they can take backside, and then they return back to Showers later on. But Buzz being able to find that kill means that they never have to worry about the backstab, and that post-plant position is denied. They haven't really been missing him that much today, to be honest.
We'll see how the series plays out. Right now, once more, it's DRX who are mounting that comeback. This time, similar scenes. This mosh pit looks like it's going to land on the backside of B long. Where's it going? Over the side, Trailblazer. There's the Seekers. There's a pull into the mosh, but it's all a little bit mistimed. And enough of the defensive utility of DRX that it does stave them back, stave them away.
Just a little set play, potentially for a pick, so that they could commit afterwards. Still a Thrash to work with here, and they're hoping that they can barrel over somebody from DRX that's pushed through Showers or short.
Satchel into the face, it's traded.
Good trade.
Yeah, with those guns, are they going to take the DPs? They are. Long control is being held this entire time by Device. Still, they don't have any real idea of where players are onto the site.
And now Device making noise, which makes them think they've gone B, but actually Forsaken stayed to get a rifle, and now he's calling them to come back.
Yep.
It's layers on layers, running rings around DRX.
My brain is struggling to keep up here. Wingman, send them charging in, going for the plant, so that's going to be
30 seconds left.
finally getting themselves into this post-plant situation.
Devi is miles away currently, but DRX are not starting this quickly, waiting for the high tide to fall, perhaps.
Try and play aggressively with the Thresh. I mean, they still see GRS playing into Showers. He has the ult, but with Forsaken falling, they might not opt to actually use this one. No, he still does. It's being used close to detain. Up in the air. Did it actually catch? Stacks. Oh, he covers his teammates back. Buzz can't get the weapon out. Bit of a tap onto it. It's left down to it. What is that? And a flick to the side. Zest lovely once more with the movement. Shots need to be fired off, and with the Sheriff in his hands, doesn't have the gun for the job, not to push back that. Another stick onto the fuse, 9-9 being that scoreline in terms of the rounds. DRX have really dragged this one all the way.
It feels very similar to map 1. The sides obviously swapped around, but DRX have mounted a comeback here, and PRX are struggling to get anything. Now, it was about at this point on Split where we saw PRX have an adjustment that allowed them to pull out a couple of their own and get across the line. But at this point, despite the fact that PRX are getting aggressive, putting pressure on DRX, getting plants down even, they're not actually being able to get aggressive in post-plant spots like I'm used to seeing. If you think back to Split, they would get the plant down and then they'd all be fighting A Heaven, for example, or you know, someone's making a push, someone's making a play to stop DRX from having these nice set retakes. And I haven't noticed that too much here. I think, if anything, more aggression might be the name of the game instead of dropping back and playing post-plant.
I think part of the problem they might be running into as well is that they are committing a ton of util with the first layer, first wave, just trying to push back and take the site.
Yeah.
I don't think they've really got anything in the tank to try and refight again.
Yeah,
And take space further, because they are using everything when they're going for these XX.
Yeah, it's a really great point. I mean, DRX are just allowing them to util dump on the site. And as long as DRX don't get caught in those anchor positions, then they have a massive utility advantage to be able to retake with.
This timeout. Maybe adjustments can be made here. 9-9. DRX have earned themselves back into it. And here we go. There will be a fight that's going to be taken pretty quickly now as we are jumping back into the action. 30 points, seconds to spare. There we go. On top of Truck, Buzz going to be holding close to the corner. Heavy group up into short from PRX. Might want to play with a bit of aggression. Here's an orbital strike as well at play. Trailblazer, Cascade. High tide rips through. Tons of util being used in conjunction. There's a Dizzy and there's a kill. Buzz just trying to vacate, trying to drop off the backside of Truck, but he paid for it with his life. Wingman out. that plan off. A bit of spam as well. It's a hard target to hit, and now the showers lurk all the way through into the back. Zest was aware of it, but already the back of the site. There's that aggression at play. Giving up control of showers. The nade rebounding to the side. Zest is an absolute difference maker, but he will go down to the util regardless. It's up to RB. They can't stand it. Not against that type of pressure.
Awesome adjustment by PRX. You know, they don't use as much utility to be able to get into the site to start with, which is what you were mentioning, but the piece that they do use, the Dizzy, CGRS's entering off of it is absurd. He jumps through exactly as the Dizzy is landing, and then Jing plays aggressive, and they have a double late reflank through showers, so even after the first player dies, Devi is there to be able to mop it up. Cool adjustment, excellent entry, and you can tell this guy's a Gecko one-trick. I mean that in the best way possible. I mean, his utilization and timings of his utility are really good.
Crunch towards showers, potentially. There was a flash there. Grouped up. DRX, they got to know there's players out here. You're going to just push right through the smoke. Nothing to set this one up.
Wow. That is a bold read from DRX, that there was nobody there. I don't know what that's based off. Maybe the fact that Forsaken was throwing utility over towards B. Maybe the fact that there was, you know, no cascade used at the beginning of the round, considering that's normally how they take showers.
I mean, PRX have been playing quite grouped up, so maybe just expected to catch the late lurk player, but, well, potentially salvaging it. I mean, this was a half-buy round, remember? And the rifle was salvaged by Buzz after it fell on the opposite ends of showers. He didn't let that one fall into enemy hands. Seconds left. DRX feeling like they've got the read. Smoke's dropped down, cutting up a decent portion of it. There's Dizzy, RB close though, and he's gained as well an upgrade for himself. Picks up the rifle. Here's the wingman. Any sort of covering fire, that's going to be denied. Surely, no, still planted. No, brought down. Spike dropped down. No fight taken here with the satchels. Right into the smoke with the shorty, and the Sheriffs are going to be in play once more. Mako ripping off, firing off. There's 15 seconds left. CGRS, they know where he is, stunned up. They're going to be hunting him down, making sure that he can't get away with anything at all.
This round has just saved DRX on this map, potentially. This is going to draw things level at 10-10, a thrifty that they've pulled out of nowhere, despite the fact that they lost a player right at the start of the round. They were so confident in this read that it was going to end A. They saw Forsaken throwing high tides and cascades and all sorts of stuff on the other side of the map, and just did not buy it. 3 players stacked over here, focused on short. They get the pick on Jing, no punish, and then Forsaken's throwing wiggly walls all over the place towards short, completely alone. Again, the way that PRX plays anti-ecos is fundamentally too risky for me.
It's fun.
It's definitely fun.
Fun to watch.
Yeah, unless you're a PRX fan or Coach Alex, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's just going to be causing stress. Here we go. Nightfall's going to be used as soon as the first wave of utility jumps out towards short, so Prowler's even as well, chasing them all the way into market. Even the C's used on top, so a lot of util used in response by DRX here.
Jing's got a judge. If he decides to go for a double blast pack push out through hookah.
Got the satchels for it.
Mako's going to be the target.
Rebound off the wall with a cove. Tries to get him in. There's a flash into the corner. Hands over the rifle. Here's the ult. Online rocket right into tube. Nobody's going to be there to receive it. And Mako has repositioned. This is absolutely gorgeous. And CGS gets off of it. Plan going off still. Finds the kill in a trade in the middle of nowhere. The fast reactions. Nade rebounding, forces him into the fight and forces him into a 1v1. He will go down post-mortem at that.
How do you expect Devi to be in this spot? There's just no way.
Wraps all the way.
You think he's long or elbow?
He's waiting to hear a sound cue from the drop. Hears it, and that's when he strikes.
The difference that CGRS has made from map 1 to map 2 is fabulous. I know that this is still a really close map, but it's just been night and day. Getting him on the Gecko on maps that make sense might be a major win condition for PRX. I mean, look how much more confident he looks. That pick, delightful. This punish on Mako, who'd made a phenomenal play around the cove. And then that! Grabbing a third onto Buzz while he's under pressure from the nade. He's just won them the round.
It's crazy. So well played towards the end as well, Devi. Consistent. Here's another fast play though. DRX with their own spin on things. There's a showstopper straight down short. They cleared all the way out through A, and a reaction from PRX. Still, he has the fuse. Rocket right through the TP. No damage done. They're already into the site. Seekers and a Thresh all used together. One after another. Even the wingman as well should be able to get that plant down and opting for it. Still watching onto the flank. He claims to kill onto Zest, but will he expect a second player that's late lurking up here? It is Buzz, elbow control. This is the adaptations that you start to see from PRX. They love to change up their positioning. It's aggressive, fighting towards the back, not letting DRX set themselves up nicely. Even with the Thresh picked up as well, that's going to be pushed all the way deep into the spawn. DRX, they've got nowhere safe to stand.
This has got to be a save, and it's going to allow PRX to get up to match point here. Using a substitute, playing against their rivals, who they've had the better end of in the last couple of matches. Doesn't matter which roster DRX have used, Foxy9, Zest, either way, they have fallen recently.
Right there.
Historically, DRX has been the best team in the Pacific region by usually a long shot. They've taken on challenges like PRX and turned them into mincemeat with their more disciplined style. But something recently has just changed. And even without something, it's changed.
You got to stop, man. These players have got to change their names. I'm putting in a formal complaint or something.
I mean, that one wasn't even deliberate. But what a day this is for PRX.
It's huge.
And what a disaster for DRX, though. Like I said earlier, if you can't beat them with CGRS in the roster, when are you going to get your wins?
When are you going to get your wins? Oh, one more round. It's all it'll take for PRX. And I mean, 5 players. They're grouped up once more. Towards Sand, Trailblazer, High Tide, clears it through. It's an interesting adaptation again. It's a nade, sails through with the mosh pit all the way. Things over the top, Dizzy right behind him. Plant will go down here. Lost control towards the back of the site because Jing's already there. The counter spam. The new is on that angle, so they do trade it out, even though they couldn't see where he was. Molly towards their feet. Nobody can get in towards the back of the site, but DRX need to salvage it. They need to find a way back in. Deep smoke, placed, Haunt, broken, pushing them off. Cosmic Divide as well. They choose to play up close. This is PRX making an in-the-moment call. It's agile, spray trans are not connecting shorties and play with the rifles. It's up to Zest. One man against the world to keep his team in it. The extension of play, is it there? Not quite at all. PRX. Today, Josh, whimsy ruled the day.
What a performance from this team. Just playing some gorgeous Valorant and bitter disappointment on the other side of things. Not even a third map. A 2-0. And just bewilderment, I feel, coming from that side of the stage. DRX dropped down to the lower bracket where they will have an extremely tough game against NRG. Coincidentally, the last time we saw them play Bind with that composition, up against NRG at Champions. Lower bracket final, ended up getting eliminated from the tournament there.